So you're thinking about moving to another country. Maybe you're super serious and your bags are basically packed. Or maybe you're just curious about what else is out there. Well, I'm here to give you some options. First up, let's talk Portugal. This is a popular destination for American expats, particularly in cities like Lisbon and Porto. One expat said, "It's not a boring place. It has wonderful food, wine, nature, historic castles, and neighborhoods." One of the biggest perks of Portugal is the weather. The climate is Mediterranean, meaning they have long, warm summers and mild winters. If you live in the south, we're talking 300 days of sunshine. Think Los Angeles, but without the price tag. And we're in heaven. Speaking of cost, Portugal is 40% cheaper to live than the United States on average. The crime rates here are low, and Portugal ranks as the 7th safest country in the world. Now for some cons. It can be difficult to find a well-paying job. The housing prices have gone up in Portugal, and the market is more difficult than it has been in recent years. Which brings me to something called the Golden Visa. A golden visa means that investors can obtain residency through various investment options like real estate and business investments. If you want more info on requirements for each country, I will have those listed in the description below. Next up, Canada, the Great White North. Canada is an obvious top option for Americans, and I probably don't even need to go over the reasons why, but here's a short list. Close proximity to the United States, which could be a pro or a con. They speak relatively the exact same language and have similar culture, work-life balance, and lower crime rates. But as much as we talk about moving to Canada, is it really that easy? Canada doesn't just take anyone, but it is possible. And the good news is, once you've gone through the necessary steps to become a Canadian citizen, you're able to maintain your American citizenship as well. Most American expats in Canada agree that the biggest benefit they've experienced is not having to worry about healthcare. Now for some cons. Prepare for the bitter cold. If you're from a northern state like Alaska or Minnesota and you don't hate your life, you might do just fine in Canada. The cost of living is more or less similar, but you may pay more for some things like taxes on apparel and accessories. One of the hardest things about moving to Canada is deciding which province. Canada is rather large and you've got a ton of options here. Whether you're looking to focus on a metropolitan city or live off the grid, you can have either or both. Australia, the land down under. Australia has an incredible quality of living, ranking as the 12th happiest country globally, putting it ahead of Canada at 13 and the US at 15. Here's what you'll get if you move to Australia. Good weather, incredible surfing, and 16,000 miles of beautiful coastline, with major city vibes like Sydney and Melbourne. The culture in Australia is laid back. They believe in having a good work-life balance and often say that they live their lives outdoors. And can we blame them? Australia has less crime than the US, better healthcare, and a better education system overall. On the downside, the cost of living is higher. One reason is that being an island makes it more expensive to ship things into the country. If you're looking for a place to live where you can just hop on a short flight and be in Europe, this might not be your best option. Thailand, the land of smiles. This is going to be your best option if you're looking for a tropical climate, hello monsoon season, that offers a very affordable cost of living, 60% lower than the United States for an individual. You can live a very comfortable life here, even on a minimum wage salary. The Thai people are well known for being extremely friendly and welcoming, and many foreigners find the culture very inviting. For years, Thailand has been an extremely popular tourist destination, and for good reason. Because Thailand's basically a hub for expats and tourism, English is commonly spoken in major cities. In fact, one of the biggest opportunities for expats is to get a job teaching English while they live in Thailand. On the downside, the political situation in Thailand is strained and protests are not unheard of. Earlier, I mentioned the weather, and if you're not into a hot year-round climate, this might be a negative for you. Also, there are times of the year where the air pollution is so bad, many expats have to relocate to the south of the country for a few months. There are many different visa options for Thailand, and choosing the right one will depend on your specific situation. Malta. Malta is a small island nation located in the center of the Mediterranean Sea. And when I say small, I mean small. Malta is 10% the size of Rhode Island. I can see this being a con for some people, but a huge bonus for others. And even though it's small, there's actually a ton to do here. Malta has beautiful beaches, delicious cuisine, and picturesque cities, making it a magnet for expats. In fact, 1 in 5 Malta residents are foreigners. English is one of the official languages in Malta, making it much more appealing to Americans. The island's year-round sunshine doesn't hurt its popularity either. The healthcare system here ranks better than the United States, and it's safer to live in Malta than Denmark, Ireland, and the Netherlands, which is saying a lot. While it's not the cheapest country on our list, living a comfortable life here is well within your grasp. Fun fact, there are cats everywhere, so if you're a cat person, this might be your heaven. And Malta does the Golden Visa. Malta's program is generally the cheapest option for any European country. I'm loving this option for us. Spain. George Orwell once said, "I would sooner be a foreigner in Spain than in most countries." How easy it is to make friends in Spain. Spain is one of the easiest European countries to move to as a US citizen, and it has the largest American population of all European countries. Brush up on your Spanish though, because English is not widely spoken here. The weather here is going to be for those that don't want extreme anything, not too hot and not too cold. In addition to the gift of great weather and beautiful beaches, Spain has an incredibly rich culture, mind-blowing food scene, cheap wine, and relaxed, welcoming lifestyle. Say no more. But I will say more. If travel and exploration is priority for you, Spain has cheap and quick flights all over Europe. While Spain is going to be more affordable than the US, rent is almost 50% less. It does have a high unemployment rate, so don't get your hopes up on finding a job once you get there. And if you have enough money, you can easily get a residence permit via Spain's, say it with me, Golden Visa program. The pacing of life here is going to be much slower. For example, everything is closed on Sundays. If you're someone that enjoys a furious and fast-paced lifestyle, this one's not for you. And finally, St. Lucia. St. Lucia is a sovereign island in the Caribbean Sea, not far from the United States. It's known for dramatic mountain landscapes, volcanoes, beaches, and rainforests. St. Lucia is a popular cruise ship port, and the country relies heavily on tourism. Culturally, the country is quite a blend. You have African, French, and British influences, but the official language here is English. If you're looking for a small tropical island lifestyle, this might be one to consider. There are 2 main roads, and it only takes 1 to 2 hours to drive the entire island. And it's actually faster in some cases to travel by boat. It is still 2 times larger than Malta, though. They do have the Golden Visa, so you can live here by making a donation or investing in real estate. No country is going to be perfect, and if you find one, please let me know. If you've lived in any of these countries mentioned or any other amazing countries around the world, I would love to hear about it in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you with all my heart.